Wow. Facebook's latest move for crypto advertising on their platform is massive. And I'm going to tell you all about why that is right now. But first, do me a favor, if you haven't been here before, go ahead and hit subscribe and click the bell notification so you get notified every time I post. But let's just jump straight into this so I can tell you a little bit about what's going on as a digital marketer, as a guy who's been in the marketing space, especially digital marketing strategy space for several years now. This is actually really big, interesting news for me specifically, because this is the kind of stuff that has been frustrating for digital marketers for a long time. You see, up till now, it's been very difficult for different crypto companies, whether they're national, American, US, or global, international, however you want to put that, have had all kinds of different regulatory issues, compliance issues, issues with the SEC, issues with all kinds of financial industry watchdogs, where it's become increasingly, or had become increasingly difficult to actually market and advertise for Bitcoin and Bitcoin sales and crypto sales in general, but especially on Facebook. And the reason why Facebook was kind of quietly not allowing Bitcoin and crypto-centric advertisements on their platform for a long time was because they were actually developing their own sort of digital currency called Diem. And you guys might remember that. And in fact, Facebook actually hired a guy to head up the development of Facebook's digital currency. And it sounds like he will now be leaving the company as Facebook changes their approach and decides they're not going to apparently compete with the crypto market as a whole themselves, but instead are now welcoming the advertising dollars onto their platform, which obviously is a good idea in my opinion. As a digital marketer, it's a huge idea. It's a huge opportunity, not just for Facebook, but it's a huge opportunity for every single marketing and advertising professional in the crypto space to now get in and get access to demographics that they did not have access to before. At least they didn't have as much access to before as they do now. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the data and demographics and why it's so big in a minute. But first, I want to share with you this article and read a couple of parts up from it for you from CNBC, which says, Facebook retreats from crypto ad ban. Facebook on Wednesday announced its decision to reverse longstanding policy that prevented most cryptocurrency companies from running ads on its services. The move comes after the company tried and failed to launch a cryptocurrency that was intended to send money easily across the world via the company's services. And the company's new policy is huge for the crypto industry and will allow more retail investors to access cryptocurrencies than ever before. And this is huge. This is no understatement. I'm going to show you the numbers on this in just a second. No understatement. More people will have easy access to crypto than ever before in history, effective immediately. This is very, very big, okay? All right, so let me just get through here and find the pertinent pieces and not waste your time with a bunch of other stuff you probably don't want to read. I'll leave the link to this article in the description box in case you guys decide you want to come back and read the whole thing. But it says here, the move comes after the company, which is now called Meta. It's like rhymes with beta, so I couldn't help it. Meta, which is now called Meta, tried and failed to launch a cryptocurrency that could be used and to send money online to anyone in the world via Facebook products. The head of Facebook cryptocurrency efforts, David Marcus, announced Tuesday that he will be leaving the company at the end of the year. Yikes. Hopefully everything's good. Previously, the company said advertisers could submit an application and include information, including licenses they obtained, whether they were traded on a public stock exchange or other relevant public background on their business. Going forward, however, the company is expanding the number of regulatory licenses it accepts from 3 to 27. I think 227 from 3 is harder to understand. But yeah, before they only accepted 3 regulatory crypto licenses to advertise in any way, shape, or form towards cryptocurrency markets on Facebook. Now they're expanding that to 27. So that means there'll be a lot more leniency, a lot more eligibility for more companies to get involved and get on here. And I'm gonna show you how, if you're a company that wants to advertise on here or a digital marketer who wants to advertise on Facebook, it's pretty simple. There's already the fine print's already been established, and you can go ahead and submit your requests actually right here through their help center. So you can apply right here to receive permission from Facebook to effective immediately start advertising on Facebook for your crypto stuff. But again, I'll talk to you about that a little bit more in a second. Let me finish this article for you. It says the company banned cryptocurrency ads in January 2018, but scaled back that ban slightly in May 2019. The ban had prevented startups in the cryptocurrency and blockchain fields to promote their work and reach potential customers on Facebook and Instagram. All right, so with more openness and transparency for what crypto companies can do, we will see more adoption for the cryptocurrency industry in the metaverse than ever before. Henry Love, a former employee on Facebook's small business team, said the company's new policy is huge for crypto industry and will allow more retail investors to access cryptocurrency than ever before. Obviously, that's exactly right. With more openness and transparency for what crypto companies can do, we will see more adoption for the cryptocurrency industry and the metaverse than ever before. Exactly. I'm not even going to read the rest of this. You guys get the point. I'm going to give you the link to this if you want to read the rest. But Facebook's retreating from their attempts to create their own stablecoin and thereby blocking other ads from competing with themselves on their platform. Since they've given that up, they're now allowing the ads. And that's huge because this is going to be a massive revenue opportunity for Facebook also. So it's a revenue opportunity for everyone, really. But before I move on to the numbers, I wanted to show you. Hang on, I got to find this again because I lost it. But what I really wanted to point out was the advertising policy. Here we go. Cryptocurrency products and services policy. So this is big too because if you're not actually selling cryptocurrency through the platform, which the fact that you can do that now is just so good, so good. Again, billions of people are going to find out about, are going to have access to this now. But even if you're not actively selling it, here, I'll just look at it right here and show it to you. Right here. It says, who needs to receive prior written permission? So the point is not everyone's going to have to actually submit one of these requests to do ads. Actually, so if you're actually selling directly, you're going to need to submit a request. There's a lot of stuff like hardware, wallets, platforms, and things like that need permission, prior permission. But now tax services for crypto companies, events, education, and news related to cryptocurrency, which is big also. Blockchain news, services and products based on blockchain technology that are not virtual currency. So NFTs, for example, you can also advertise and sell. And cryptocurrency wallets that allow users to store their cryptocurrencies tokens without any buying features. So basically, just storage wallets are also a good place to, are also capable of advertising on Facebook without even submitting for one of these eligibility licenses or whatever you want to call them. So now that you know a little bit more about the details, if you are a marketer yourself, you might be interested in those. Let's talk about the numbers and why this is big for everybody else, no matter who you are. Right here. Okay, this is from backlinko.com. I'm going to also link this article for you to come look at all this data if you like to. There's a ton of data on this thing, and I'm gonna skip through a lot of it because I don't want to. I could go on and on and on. But here's the big takeaway that I want to point out. Okay, the number of platform users monthly and daily on Facebook, especially active users. Okay. So right now, there are 2.895 billion monthly active users on Facebook. That's huge. That is actually massive amount of people, right? That we couldn't reach before for crypto through Facebook that we can now reach. Furthermore, the number of Facebook's daily active users currently stands, so this is daily active users. Facebook's daily active users currently stands at 1.9 billion people, meaning 65.9% of the total monthly users log in on a mobile or desktop device into Facebook DM on a daily basis. So almost 2 billion people log into Facebook every single day, and if you look at the numbers, they anticipate that number to just continue to grow. Here's some key statistics. Facebook's currently has 2.9 billion monthly active users. Last quarter's investors report shows a 7.18% increase in monthly active users year over year. So they're still adding new monthly active users every single month. 65.9% of the monthly active users will log in daily on a mobile device or desktop. Wow. 60.42% of the world's active internet users access Facebook every month. I mean, this is just massive, guys. Massive. 36.7% of the world's total population uses Facebook every single month. That's insane. So if we put the number of people that use Facebook into continents, it would surpass the total population of Africa, Europe, North America combined. So 98.5% of user accounts access the platform via mobile phone. Cool. So what does this mean? I mean, this means that there are billions of people now who are going to be easily accessing cryptocurrency onboarding efforts, softwares, platforms, wallets. Education and news is about to just flood the Facebook marketplace. I don't mean the actual Facebook marketplace. I guess you could probably sell some stuff for Bitcoin on the Facebook marketplace. But anyway, the point I'm making is the ads are going to start running. The floodgates are about to start opening. And if you are a digital marketer, a digital advertiser, and you have a implementation strategy, now is the time to kick it off and get on Facebook and meet your new demographics. Because as you know, almost every single demographic is represented on Facebook, but it's specifically the older demographic. And I just think this is really, really going to make onboarding so much simpler. If you're just someone like me who's a YouTuber or news person or technology person, just kind of providing your insight and commentary, I mean, there's now nothing holding anyone back in that sphere from just going and advertising on Facebook as well, which also promotes adoption just from education standpoint. But the very fact that, let's say, someone like Coinbase could maybe make an advertisement that's mobile friendly, that makes it easy for people to buy Bitcoin in minutes from clicking on an ad in Facebook. I mean, this is really, really big. Not only because of the reach, but because of the inherent credibility that's kind of achieved by crypto when Facebook allows these ads to run. So essentially, by Facebook allowing these crypto ads to run on the Facebook space, it's going to additionally drive more adoption because it's going to increase user trust in cryptocurrency. So more of the older baby boomer generation who has had a lot of skeptical feelings about cryptocurrency might start to relax some of that skepticism and start onboarding. So I'm personally very, very excited about that. All right, before I check off, I'm going to go ahead and just do two things. First, I'm going to ask you, don't forget to join me on Twitter if you're not already, @CryptoShout_. I'll leave the link for that in the description box. Also, I used to have a ton of followers. Now I have none. They all got stolen from me. Literally, my account got hacked. I guess I'll never get it back, but that's fine. Starting over is always fun. Polygon Matic is kicking butt, my favorite coin. You guys know that, right? Look what it's doing today. We're crushing it right at 219 right now. But specifically, I wanted to talk about Bitcoin for 1 second before I log off, because look what Bitcoin is doing. Today it's bleeding, right? It's down. It's at 53,606, but it had a wick drop all the way down to 52. Everyone freaked out, But look, if we zoom out, again, if we always focus on the hourlies, the 5 minutes and all this stuff, well, it's not a very good view. But if you focus on, the moment to moment, you're going to just see the red. Again, when in doubt, zoom out. Don't forget the larger pattern that we're seeing sort of develop here as Bitcoin continues along this upward corridor. This is a very healthy move for Bitcoin to reach down and test the support lines that have been established. It may even hang out down here for a little while before continuing up again. But we know that we're in a bull market. This thing ain't slowing down. And with this news we have now about Facebook, I really see Bitcoin continuing along the projected path towards 100K and far beyond into the next year. But I also wanted to point out something else to you guys, and that is the Stochastic RSI. Now, not everyone uses a Stochastic RSI, but I like it a lot. But if you're someone who wants to trade Bitcoin on a frequent basis, or you want to know when to buy in and when to sell, at least have an idea of one of the indicators you can use, I suggest going to tradingview.com and searching for Bitcoin and then pulling up the advanced chart, and you'll be able to see what I see right here. But once you get where I am, you want to click on FX and you want to search for and add the Stochastic Rsi Indicator. And then once you click on that, it will pop up right down here. You see how it's right here? This is the Stochastic Rsi Indicator. I really like it. Now you can see that when Bitcoin is overbought, it's up above these two dotted lines, typically above the threshold here. And when Bitcoin is oversold, it falls down below. So you can see, theoretically, if someone was to buy all the lows here and sell all the highs up here over and over again forever, theoretically, you'd make money. You'd not lose generally. And this is on the daily chart. There might be some times where it's not perfect. That's not the end-all be-all indicator. But what I wanted to point out to you is that right now we are in the oversold area for Bitcoin, which is why I thought about buying more Bitcoin yesterday, and I decided not to because of the Stochastic RSI saying that we are overbought right now. Sure enough, I waited. I'm waiting for this Stochastic RSI to come back down lower into the oversold territory before I pick up even more Bitcoin. And it looks like that's where we're headed right now with this candle. But again, we'll see what happens. Again, it's gonna continue to fluctuate up and down. These are some of the signals that I'm using, and I just wanted to share that one with you so you can have an idea of one of the things you can look at to see what's going on the big picture time frame. Now, just so you know, if you do zoom in, the Stochastic RSI will change. So right now, for example, if you change to the hourly, then the Stochastic RSI says that on the hourly, we're actually oversold right now. And you can see that this candle is testing that support line almost perfectly. But when I'm backing out to for the daily, that's when you see this overbought territory right here, which means it's time to wait. But that's all I have for you guys today. I really appreciate you sticking around. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I would really appreciate it. It would make me feel really good inside. And click the bell so you know when I actually post. I'm really curious, what are y'all's thoughts about Facebook's biggest move? Are you a digital marketer? I really think that this is going to be one of Facebook's biggest revenue moves in history because of the amount of money that can now pour into this platform to onboard new users and increase worldwide adoption. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is going to be a good platform for adding new users? Do you think it's going to come with difficulties? Do you think the boomers are going to finally start buying? What are your thoughts? Obviously, I know that there are some boomers out there who have already bought, so please don't take offense. You're the smart ones. But we know that generally speaking, it's the other than the whales and institutional buyers, it seems like most of the demographic on the internet is millennials and Gen Z who are really, really, really amped up about the crypto space. So can we get the boomers amped up too? We'll see. All right, guys. That's all I have for today. I appreciate you sticking around. Don't forget to drop me a like, and I will catch you later.